good morning, children. Welcome to the psychology classroom. I hope you all are fine and everyone is fine, as well as you all are focusing toward your studies, which is very important for you all to focus. As you all are a board student, so you all have to be very careful toward your studies. Firstly, I am going to provide you the details. So, I hope it is visible to you all. The date is 15/1/22. This is the date class C. Subject is, so I hope date is clear to you all. Class, your subject is psychology. Your subject is psychology. Okay, so date is written, class is written, subject is written. Okay, I hope every information is very clear. Basically, no doubt we are doing the revision. In terms of the revision, we are revising the chapter therapeutic approaches. This is the chapter which we are revising. So date is clear, class is clear, subject is clear. The topic which I am going to discuss with you today is humanistic existential therapy. This is the topic which I am going to discuss with you today. Humanistic existential therapy. A therapy which completely focuses on humanism existential approach. This is a therapy which is found to be very beneficial for those who think that they lost their existence, they lost their freedom, they lost their self-confidence. For them, this therapy is found to be very beneficial. So let's discuss about this therapy. Let's discuss about humanistic existential therapy. Humanistic existential therapy. So basically, children, this is a therapy. It is given to those who basically have a problem about the existence, who has a problem about their existence. A person who is searching for their existence, they are known to be the person who is searching for their existence and striving for the freedom. They only strive for the therapy. So basically, this therapy is provided to those who think that the life is something meaningless, the worthless, the life is not for them. So to them we can provide this therapy. There are so many times the person has the feeling that they are not getting the freedom to express their thoughts, to express their feeling. They think that they do not have their existence, they do not have the meaning in their life. So for them we provide this therapy. So this therapy basically focus on two things, or it covers the so many things. So what are the subtopics which come under this one? So when I am talking about the humanistic existential therapy, I am talking about so many therapies. So first thing which come under humanistic existential therapy is humanistic therapy. Humanistic therapy. This is the first part. Second is the existential therapy. Existential therapy. The third part is the client-centered therapy. Client-centered therapy. This existential therapy is also known as, or in this we are studying about logotherapy. And the fourth part of the humanistic existential therapy is the Gestalt therapy. Gestalt therapy. So this humanistic existential therapy is divided into four parts: humanistic therapy, existential therapy, client-centered therapy, and Gestalt therapy. As it is not very properly visible, so I am writing it again. So firstly is the humanistic therapy. What the humanistic therapy does. What the humanistic therapy does. Humanistic therapy focuses on or talking about the freedom. Freedom की बात कर रहे हैं. Human beings strive for freedom. They want the freedom in thoughts, feeling, actions. Which when they are not getting this freedom, they are having the problem. Second, human beings strive for self-actualization. The humanistic therapy focuses on these things: freedom, self-actualization. Everybody wants to use their maximum potential, and inability to use the maximum potential may lead to so many kind of problems. Humanistic therapy, humanism, you all have read in the theory also about humanism. And when I talk about the humanism, the person who belong to the humanistic therapy is Roger and Abraham Maslow. The two persons are involved here, Roger and Abraham Maslow. These two persons named from the field of humanism, Roger and Abraham Maslow. Roger and Abraham Maslow. These two are the person. The full name of Roger is Carl Roger. Carl Roger and Abraham Maslow has given the humanistic approach, and they are the person who talk about the self-actualization, who talk about the self, that there are two kinds of self, the real self and the ideal self. Which you all have studied about. This you all have already studied about, that Roger has talked about. The humanistic approach is known by the two persons. The one is the Roger and one is the Abraham Maslow. Roger talked about the self. Roger is the person who talked about the self. He talked about the two kinds of self. Real self and ideal self. He talked about two kinds of self, real self and ideal self. The real self is the person who actually is, and ideal self is the person wants to become. So if there is a congruency between these two selves, the person will develop into a well-adjusted personality, and if there is an incongruency between these two, the person may develop into a not a healthy individual, not a well-adjusted personality. So that is why there is a need of humanistic therapy. वहाँ पे humanistic therapy की need start होती है. This is the goal of the humanistic therapy, to make their self, both the self congruent. Okay, make the person realize that you should understand your real self and you should understand your ideal self. Okay, here I have written wrong. The two times I had written self, as it is not working very properly. here not the self, the 2 times it is written the self. So it should be here the ideal self. What should be here? Here should be ideal self. So humanistic therapy is given to those people who have an incongruency between these two self. जिनको incongruency रहती है इन दोनों self में, real self में and ideal self में. So the therapist will help to make these two between these two congruent and help them to search for their freedom and help them to search for their self-actualization. These two persons are known to be the very pioneer in the field of humanistic therapy or humanism. Okay, I hope it is clear up to this one. Now this therapy basically rely on the client themselves solve the problem. Okay, whenever we are talking about the humanistic existential therapy, so whether you talk about the existential therapy or whether you talk about the, here I am rubbing it on, either you talk about the humanistic therapy or whether you talk about the existential therapy, anything, here always the therapist role is only of, the therapist role is of facilitator. Therapist का रोल होता है सिर्फ facilitate करना. Therapist role is only here as the facilitator. It is the client only who solve his or her problem. ये client है जो अपनी problem खुद से solve करता है. Therapist का role सिर्फ facilitate करना होता है. Either I talk about the humanistic therapy or either I talk about the existential therapy, either I talk about the client-centered therapy or either I talk about the gestalt therapy. Humanistic existential therapy में कोई भी therapy हो, उसमें therapist जो होता है सिर्फ facilitator का काम करता है and client ही जो है, client अपनी problem अपने से solve करता है. Therapist का role ये होता है, the therapist has the role only to guide the client and make them understand their self, make them understand about their existence, about their self. में यही पूरा रोल होता है. So I hope in humanistic existential therapy you all understand. Somewhere I want to put it on, this is humanistic therapy I told it. Similarly existential therapy also. Like in humanistic therapy, the therapist help the client to strive for the freedom, to see for the self, develop the self-confidence. Existential therapy focus on the existence. Existential therapy focus on the existence. It is easily not moving. एक्जिस्टेंशियल थेरेपी जो होते हैं, एक्जिस्टेंशियल थेरेपिस्ट जो होते हैं, दे फोकस ऑन द लोगोथेरेपी और एक्जिस्टेंशियल थेरेपी. देयर इज अ नेम व्हिच इज फेमस इज विक्टर फ्रैंकल. It is the name of the psychologist who has given this one. Okay, so its name should be remembered to you all. Viktor Frankl. Okay, I hope everything is almost clear to you all. Then if I talk about the next therapy, which is the client-centered therapy. It is a very easy therapy. It is a very easy therapy. It is indicated from the name itself that the client, this therapy is completely focused on the client. This therapy is completely focused on the client-centered therapy. Here the client itself solves its problem. Now the important part is here the therapist role. The important part is here the therapist role. The therapist role over here is, what is the therapist role? If I talk about the therapist role, so what is the therapist role over here? Therapist role is to be gentle toward the client. These are the points which you should remember. Gentle toward the client, show empathy toward the client, having an empathetic attitude, then show unconditional positive regard. This is a very important part of the client. So this is the role of the therapist under the client-centered therapy. Therapist should be gentle, should be empathic, should show unconditional positive regard. Here I had used the word UPR, which means unconditional which means UPR, which means, so overall I had done a discussion about the humanistic existential therapy with you. I told you all that it is divided into 3 parts: humanistic therapy, sorry, 4 parts: humanistic therapy, existential therapy, client-centered therapy, and Gestalt therapy. Gestalt therapy is given by Fritz Perls. It is the name of the psychologist. It is given by Fritz Perls. So I hope after watching the video, you all are able to understand many things about the humanistic existential therapy. I can give you just summary of this one. Humanistic therapy, it include a discussion about the humanistic therapy. Then it discussed about existential therapy. Then it has a discussion about Gestalt therapy. Then it has a discussion about client centered therapy. So these 4 I have discussed with you. Okay, in this video. So I just hope you understand the thing properly. After watching this video, still if you find any doubt, please discuss with me in the classroom. Thank you so much, children.